guys, how you doing? It's Jeff Master Flash. Welcome back. Welcome to a soggy, very wet Hungary ring. 5 red lights. We are out. It took what it seemed like forever to get underway. Not gonna lie. So Hungary is very tricky in the dry, let alone in the wet. Very tricky indeed. It's one of those circuits where you need to be, as I always say, gentle and smooth on the throttle. The setup is as high downforce as you can absolutely go. It's 11 wings, and I would have thought when we get to Zandvoort as well, it would be pretty much the same kind of setup. You need to be careful of the curbs, especially through this section, especially what I like to call the curb on the right hand side there, the curb of death. If you touch it, you're spinning. And then the chicane. The chicane itself is not too difficult. As you can see, you can ride the curbs quite well. It's this curb right here. Traction out of there is absolutely awful. You need to go as careful as you possibly can, or as careful, or as fast as you dare. Because one mistake and you will be off. It will. Hungary, or the Hungary ring, is not a circuit to be messed with. It will really spit you up. It will chew you out and spit you out. It takes no prisoners at all. But nevertheless, I do like racing at Hungary. I really do. Got it coming up in a league race in a few weeks. So yeah, I can guarantee you, if it is a wet Hungary, this will be the setup that I'm using. As you can see, me and Bottas are already miles apart, miles in front from the rest of the pack, and that's just because I'm really into the wet racing at the minute. I really am. Doesn't seem to be any pressure. Probably what I do need to do is turn the AI difficulty level up. I am on 104. I'm only 6 levels away from obviously 110. I think I need to start increase it as I go purple set to 1. I am using a lot of ERS obviously to set these laps, but it also shows you that if the setup was naff or the setup wasn't any good, I wouldn't be able to push as hard as I have been. You have to be careful though when it comes to using other people's setups. I say this all the time. The setup might not be good for you, so you need to make sure that you tweak it and get it set right for you. Like all the dry setups were set up on 0 assists, whereas unfortunately due to a broken wheel I've had to use ABS on. So every one of these setups is done with ABS on, the wet setups that is. Otherwise they would be done like the dry setups, as I post a 30.745. Lap time around here is average 115, 116. So you can see just on how difficult it is per lap. It's a very tricky circuit in the dry, like I said, but in the wet it's something different. It really is. Get it hooked up though nice around here. The setup is really good, or I find it's really good. Again, you guys might think different, as I'm 2 1,000s up in set to 1 on lap 3. Again, still using my overtake, still using my ERS, just pushing and seeing where I can push and where I can't push. As again, riding the chicane, the traction coming out after the chicane is so difficult. It really is. You have to be so light on the throttle. It is unreal. I cannot stress that enough. But it is what it is. The setup, as always, is at the end of the video, guys. And wherever you are in the world today, hope you're good, hope you're well. Remember to do all that good stuff, like hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I promise. I think when F1 2022 is out, I think I'm going to go into... I'm still going to do the setup videos as I've always done, but I am going to go and do a more in-depth deep dive into setups, what the setups actually do, what the setups actually mean, as I just went another 10th faster so it wasn't too bad. So yeah, I am looking to do deep dives and everything, and try to make people understand what setups are, why are they so important, why it is so important to make sure you get a race setup, which this is, compared to just a pinch and a time trial setup. Guys, take care, have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Performance to be proud of today from our Hungarian Grand Prix winners. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you...